If I asked you right now, is your retirement safe? What would you say? Most people would say something like, yeah, I think so. I've got some money saved. That's like a pilot saying, yeah, I think we've got enough fuel. You think? Here's the truth, and I know this is going to sting a little. Most people are building retirement on one leg. They've got savings, maybe a 401k, maybe some stuff in an index fund, and they genuinely believe that's safe enough. It's not. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 7 pillars of a safe retirement. These aren't things I made up. These are the actual building blocks that separate the people who retire comfortably and travel and sleep well at night from the people who are 74 years old, lying awake at midnight, punching numbers into a calculator and praying the math works out. Let's dive in. Pillar 1, reliable income. Not savings, not net worth, not the number on your Robinhood app that makes you feel like a genius in a bull market. Income. Here's why this matters so much. We are wired, culturally, emotionally, to think about retirement as a big lump sum. Like the goal is to reach some magic number. If I hit $1 million, I'm done. But here's the problem with that logic. Let's say you retire at 65 with $800,000. Beautiful number. You feel great. You're posting on LinkedIn like excited to announce a new chapter. And then you start spending it. And every month you watch that number go down, 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 and you're lying awake at 3 a.m. doing math in your head like you're prepping for the SATs. That is not retirement. That is a slow-motion anxiety attack. What actually creates peace of mind is monthly income that shows up whether you work or not. Think about it like this. A safe retiree doesn't ask how much do I have, they ask how much comes in every month. That income can come from a bunch of places. Social Security or a pension, if you've got one, it is a beautiful thing. Monthly check, guaranteed until you die. Completely underrated. Rental income. Your tenant pays your mortgage and sends you a check every month. The property might appreciate, the rent might go up, and you didn't have to do anything except be a landlord, which, okay, comes with its own headaches, but still. Dividends. Own shares in good companies or ETFs that pay dividends, and every quarter you're getting paid just for owning the thing. That's basically getting paid to sit still, the dream. Part-time or flexible work. And I don't mean grinding 40 hours a week. I mean consulting, freelancing, teaching, coaching, something that uses your skills, keeps your brain sharp, and adds a few $100 to a few $1,000 a month to the pile. The goal is simple. Build multiple income streams so no single one can sink you. If Social Security gets cut, rental income still shows up. If a company cuts its dividend, you've got the pension check. If the rental property sits vacant for a month, the dividends are still rolling in. Layers, people, layers. Pillar 2, controlled expenses. Here's what I want you to understand. You do not need to be rich to retire safely. I know, that sounds like something you'd embroider on a pillow, but I mean it financially. If your lifestyle costs are under control, a modest income goes a very long way. The problem? Most people hit retirement and their spending becomes completely unpredictable. They've got the time, they've got the energy, they want to travel, renovate the kitchen, help the kids with the down payment, spoil the grandkids rotten, and all of a sudden their I need $3,000 a month to live plan is somehow costing $6,000 a month. That gaffe will eat your retirement alive. Safe retirees do a few things really well here. First, they avoid lifestyle inflation. Just because you can spend more doesn't mean you should. Your income in retirement isn't a ceiling you rise up to, it's a budget you live within. Second, they downsize when it makes sense. The big house was great when you had 3 kids running around. Now it's just you and your spouse and a guest room nobody sleeps in. That house is costing you property tax, maintenance, utilities, and opportunity cost. Downsizing can literally fund years of comfortable retirement. Third, they know their baseline cost of living. This is huge. Do you know right now the minimum you need per month to cover all your actual necessities? Rent or mortgage, food, utilities, insurance, transportation? That number. Know it. Protect it. Build your income around it. Because here's the cold truth. Retirement doesn't break because the market crashes. Retirement breaks because spending is unpredictable. Budget like your retirement depends on it, because it does. Pillar 3. Healthcare strategy. Pay close attention here, because this is what I call the silent destroyer of retirement plans. Healthcare. Specifically, the cost of healthcare in retirement. I don't care how smart your investment plan is. I don't care how disciplined you've been. One serious illness, one major surgery, one extended hospital stay, and suddenly decades of saving are gone. Not reduced, gone. And people somehow still don't plan for this. They just assume it'll be fine. I'm healthy now. Great, you're also human, and humans break down. It's kind of in the warranty. So what does a proper healthcare strategy look like? First, insurance. Whether it's Medicare, Medicaid, a private plan, or some combination, you need coverage before you need it, not after. Figure out your coverage gaps now. Know what's covered, what's not, and what you'd be on the hook for in a worst-case scenario. Second, an emergency medical fund, separate from your regular emergency fund. This is money specifically set aside for health-related expenses, deductibles, co-pays, prescriptions, dental, vision, all the stuff that insurance doesn't fully cover but that quietly drains your account every single year. Third, a plan for long-term care. This is the one people really don't want to think about. What happens if you need in-home care? What happens if you need a nursing facility? Long-term care insurance exists for exactly this reason. It's not cheap, but it is way cheaper than paying for a memory care facility entirely out of pocket. Nobody wants to spend their Sunday afternoon thinking about scenarios where they need full-time nursing care. But the people who do think about it protect everything they've worked for. The people who don't find out too late that one hospital bill can undo 30 years of saving. Plan now, thank yourself later. Pillar 4, inflation protection. I need you to really understand this one because it's one of the sneakiest ways retirement plans fail. Sneaky because it doesn't happen all at once, it creeps. Inflation is like a slow gas leak in your house. You can't see it, you can barely smell it, but over time, it is absolutely wrecking the place. Here's how it plays out. You retire, you're living on $4,000 a month. Life is good, but inflation runs at 3 to 4% a year. After 10 years, that same lifestyle costs maybe $5,500 a month, but your income? Still $4,000. You haven't changed your lifestyle at all. You're still eating at the same restaurants, driving the same car, taking the same vacations, but you're slowly going broke without noticing. That is the inflation trap, and it has caught so many retirees off guard, it's almost criminal that we don't talk about it more. So how do you protect yourself? Stocks and equities. Over the long term, the stock market has historically outpaced inflation. If you have a mix of dividend stocks or index funds, your portfolio should grow, not just survive, over time. A flat pile of cash earning 2% while inflation runs at 4% is a retirement that is quietly shrinking every single day. Real estate. Property values tend to rise with inflation, and rental income tends to go up too. It's one of the best natural inflation hedges that exists for the average investor. Inflation-adjusted income streams. Some pensions and Social Security benefits have cost of living adjustments built in. If yours do, protect those fiercely. If they don't, you need other income sources that grow over time to compensate. The goal of a safe retirement isn't just income that survives inflation, it's income that beats it. Even slow, steady growth beats standing still when everything around you is getting more expensive. Pillar 5, liquidity. Here's a sentence that ruins a lot of retirements. I have a lot of net worth. Cool. Can you pay your electric bill with net worth? Can you cover a $15,000 HVAC replacement with net worth? Can you help your kid through an emergency with net worth? No. You pay bills with cash. And if all your wealth is locked up in real estate, investment accounts, or retirement funds with early withdrawal penalties, you've got a liquidity problem. Because here's what happens when you're cash poor in retirement. The market drops 30%, your investment account is down, and you need money right now for a medical expense, a home repair, a family emergency, so you sell. At the absolute worst time, you lock in the loss and you never fully recover. Liquidity prevents that from happening. An emergency fund of 6 to 12 months of expenses, yes, even in retirement. Actually, especially in retirement, because in retirement, you don't have a salary showing up next Friday to bail you out when something goes sideways. Cash or near-cash assets, high-yield savings accounts, money market funds, short-term treasury bills, things you can access quickly without a penalty and without being forced to sell a long-term investment at the wrong moment. Think of your liquid cash as a shield. It keeps you from doing desperate things with your long-term investments during short-term chaos. Markets will have bad years. Life will throw curveballs. Your cash cushion is what lets you absorb the hit without blowing up the whole plan. Pillar 6, diversification. I know, you've heard this word a million times. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Yeah, Grandma said it too. But I want to talk about what diversification actually means in the context of retirement, because I think most people diversify within a category, but not across categories. And there's a huge difference. You've got 10 different stocks. Great, that's diversification within equities. But if the whole stock market crashes, all 10 go down together. You didn't protect yourself, you just spread the damage more evenly. Real diversification means spreading across genuinely different things, different asset types, stocks, bonds, real estate, cash equivalents. These don't all move in the same direction at the same time. When stocks are down, real estate might be holding steady. When bonds are underperforming, dividends might still be flowing. The goal is that not everything suffers at once. Different income sources, pension, social security, rental income, dividends, part-time work. If one source dries up, a tenant leaves, a dividend gets cut, a company goes under, you've still got the others covering your baseline expenses. No single failure takes you down. Different risk levels. Some of your money should be in high-growth assets, stocks, real estate. Some should be in stable, lower-risk assets, bonds, cash. The ratio shifts as you get older, but you want both working for you rather than betting everything on one end of the spectrum. Here's the simple truth. You build diversification so that when one thing fails, and something always fails eventually, the others carry you. A one-bet retirement is a fragile retirement. A diversified retirement is a retirement that bends without breaking. Pillar 7, flexibility and adaptability. Let me be real with you. No retirement plan survives first contact with actual retirement. Life does not cooperate with spreadsheets. Markets crash when you least expect it. Health changes in ways no doctor could have predicted. Family members need help. Your kids, your aging parents, maybe even your grandkids. The world shifts. Inflation spikes. Interest rates jump. A global pandemic shuts everything down for 2 years. We've done that one already. Don't forget. Rigid plans break. Flexible ones survive. Every single time. What does flexibility actually look like in practice? Adjusting spending. If the market takes a hit one year, maybe you skip the big vacation and cook at home more. Maybe you delay the kitchen renovation. You're not ruined, you're adapting. The people who can't flex their spending are the ones who end up selling long-term assets at the worst possible time just to maintain a lifestyle that could have waited 12 months. Picking up light work. I'm not talking about going back to full-time employment. I'm talking about consulting a few hours a week, teaching a class, writing something, advising a small business. Even $500 to $1,000 extra a month can be the difference between comfortably weathering a market downturn and panic selling your retirement account at a 30% loss. Reallocating investments. As you age, as your situation changes, as the economic environment shifts, your portfolio needs to shift too. Staying flexible with your allocations means you can move money where it's most useful now, not just where it made sense 5 years ago. The people who retire really well are not always the ones with the most money. They're the ones with the most adaptability. They hold things loosely. They don't panic. They adjust, and they've built a life and a financial structure that allows them to do that without everything falling apart. That's a skill, and like all skills, you can develop it on purpose before you need it. Okay, here's what I want to leave you with today. A safe retirement is not built on one perfect decision. It's not the right stock pick. It's not hitting some magic number in your 401k. It's not buying the perfect property at the perfect time. It's not even having the best financial advisor in the room. A safe retirement is built on layers of protection. None of these pillars is optional. They work together. Take one out and the whole structure gets shaky. Think of it like a table with 7 legs. Ridiculous number of legs, yes. But if one breaks, you don't even notice. The table stays standing. Dinner goes on as planned. That is how you sleep at night in retirement. Here's my challenge for you. Go through that list and grade yourself honestly from 1 to 10 on each pillar. Where are you strong?
Where are the gaps? Drop your biggest gap in the comments. Seriously, I read them all and plan future videos based on what you guys are actually struggling with. So tell me. I'll see you in the next one. Go build something worth retiring to.